There are lots of reasons to hate mosquitoes. Aside from being jerks that bite you just because they want a snack, they also spread some pretty nasty diseases like malaria, dengue, and yellow fever. In fact, mosquitoes are considered the most dangerous animals on Earth thanks to the diseases they spread. Take that, tigers. But you might wonder, can mosquitoes, or any biting bug, spread any infectious disease? What about HIV or rabies? Won't you get anything in their blood if they happen to bite you after biting an infected person, or a rabid raccoon, or a fluish fowl? The short answer is, luckily, no. It just doesn't work that way. Why? Well, let's have a look. This misunderstanding totally makes sense, because we tend to think of mosquitoes like a needle or syringe. They pull stuff in, they push it back out, right? Well, no, actually, completely wrong. Blood's a meal to mosquitoes. To eat it, it goes through their proboscis, the pointy thing that they bite you with, and into their midgut. Mosquitoes speak for stomach. The proboscis isn't just one needle, it's actually a bunch of needle and saw-like projections, including an in-tube and an out-tube. Which means mosquitoes and other biting pests aren't just sucking in blood and depositing it into their next victim. That wouldn't even make sense when you think about it. After all that work, you just give away your liquid lunch to someone who's already full of tasty blood? Instead, when they bite you, they suck blood in one tube and push saliva, not blood, into the bite from the other tube. The blood goes onto their midgut so they can digest it and live off of it. The saliva helps keep your blood freely flowing into their thirsty little pie holes. Or whatever the bug equivalent is. It's also what makes you itch. But there's more to it than just separate in and out straws. It's part of a bigger concept called vector competence. A vector is something that transmits disease, like me or you or bats or blood-sucking bugs. Vector competence is a measure of how well a vector can spread a specific disease. It's based on things like genetics, how well a virus can reproduce in a particular mosquito, or how long a tick needs to be attached to transmit bacteria. You also have to take into account things like what kind of animals the vector feeds off of and what kind of environments they live in. As much as we hate them, mosquitoes aren't inherently malicious. They're living things too. They don't want to get diseases any more than we do. For as much volition as bugs might have. Just like us, they have an immune system that protects them. So any germs that came along with their hemoglobin smoothie have to get through various barriers and destructive forces, like digestive enzymes and a microbiome. Then it also has to reproduce in there. If it can make it through all that, it has to get back into the mosquito saliva and get injected into you through a bite. Not all germs make the cut. In fact, most don't. For example, HIV reproduces in T cells, something humans have but mosquitoes don't. And rabies? It travels on nerve cells and is transmitted through the saliva of an infected animal. You don't even get it from blood. This applies to ticks, fleas, and other biting bugs too. Not only do mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas all spread different diseases, even different species of the same type of bug may not spread the same disease. For example, deer ticks carry Lyme, but dog ticks don't. While this mosquito might give you dengue, that one just makes you itchy. Unfortunately, you can't ask which is which before they bite you. So, can mosquitoes transmit just anything? No. Am I throwing out my bug spray anytime soon? Absolutely not. There's still plenty those assholes have to answer for. Because of the things you can get from them, I'll let them dine alone. Thanks. Thank you for joining me today to go down an internet rabbit hole on mosquitoes, vector competence, or anything else you're itching to find out. Check out the links below.